This is How's Your ePresence, and I am Mark Galvin, your host. This show was produced and sponsored by ePresence. ePresence is a social media agency that manages company, personal, and collegiate social media. We also offer consulting and other creative services. The website is ePresence.me. That's ePresence.me because it's all about you. Today's episode is our news update. This is our quick 10-minute broadcast that highlights news and in social media and how that news can impact you, especially the business person who's trying to drive social media and make, we all want a little bit of ROI out of our social media. So let's figure out how we can do that a little better. As always, joining me for the news update is our Director of Social Media, Eric Welch. Eric, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Mark. How are you?
I am great. Well, you and I are meeting face-to-face for the first time. We're in our new pads. We are co-officing with a group called Code Conspirators here in Atlanta. And you, the audience, will hear more about that, I'm sure, as we go on, because we're going to do some more collaboration with Code Conspirators. But you can check out their website, codeconspirators.com, and get more information about them. So, Eric, here we are today. We're talking about news. There are some really cool things that have happened recently in social media, and this is a good story that you want to share. So, tell me what's going on with David Ayres.
Yeah, so David Ayres, his full-time job, he lives up in Toronto. He is a 42-year-old maintenance operations manager, also known as the Zamboni driver, at an
Also known as a Zamboni driver.
Yeah, at a arena up in Toronto.
Hey, what's a Zamboni?
So the Zamboni, we
do have an international audience, just for the record.
That's true. So it resurfaces the ice at hockey games.
Resurfaces the ice. So they put down a whole new layer of ice on the ice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do that in between periods before the game. Even if you go to a rink where there's just family skating, they got to get it resurfaced.
Big old Zamboni, and they're huge machines.
Exactly.
You can't miss them. Okay, good.
So he, along with that, he also helps out the Toronto Maple Leafs of the NHL, and then they have a minor league affiliate team that's also in Toronto. He helps them out as a practice goalie. So if they need an extra body, he'll jump on the ice and kind of help out because he's around the rink.
But wait, hold on. So he's not really on the team.
No.
He typically drives a Zamboni.
Yes.
Right. He probably likes hockey. He's probably done a little hockey stuff, right? You don't get that job unless you kind of like it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is Canada, so everybody likes hockey.
Right. And he's grew up playing. He played competitively 5 years ago in a senior league.
Okay. A senior league.
Yeah.
How old is this guy? In the 70s?
42. No, he's
42 in the senior league. Love that.
So the tiers of leagues. So he's also 15 years ago, he's a kidney transplant survivor.
Ooh.
So
wow.
So add that to the mix.
Very cool.
So,
which by the way means his kidney's in the front now.
Yes, they just move things around.
Yeah, that's right.
So
you did say kidney transplant, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the kidney's in the front now.
Yes. So in the National Hockey League,
we'll talk about kidneys in another show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. So in the National Hockey League, every home team for every game has to supply an emergency backup goaltender. And what that means is in the rare case that both goalies get injured, you have your starting goalie, you have your backup goalie.
Okay.
If they both get hurt, team not going to just put out any player.
So a team's traveling. They don't travel with 3, 4, 5 goalies. They travel with 2 goalies.
Normally, they travel with 2 goalies. That's the standard.
And so they have a team coming in. They're bringing their 2 goalies.
Right.
And what happens?
So Carolina Hurricanes travel to, this is Saturday night. They are in Toronto. It's a big game as far as the standings go. It's an important game for both teams. Let me run through the timeline of the night because this story is amazing.
This is good. Yeah.
So the game starts at 7:15. David Ayres is
driving the Zamboni.
He's the emergency backup goalie for both teams.
Okay.
But with all the games that they have throughout the league all through the year, this doesn't happen that often.
Okay.
So he's sitting in the stands with his wife, and they're watching the game. They're having a nice night together.
He's not driving the Zamboni this night.
Not driving the Zamboni tonight.
Okay.
This night. At 7:27, Carolina's starting goalie, James Reimer, gets injured.
Okay.
So they bring in the backup, Peter Mrazek. When this happens, David Ayres leaves his seat. He goes down to the locker room and starts to get dressed, but is still not expecting.
Because this is normal procedure. If this is what happens, you got to get ready.
He's just hanging out downstairs, in the locker room. And so that's at 7:27. An hour later, Peter Mrazek, the backup goalie for the night, he gets injured.
Okay.
Is a concussion or something. So now
For Carolina.
yes.
So he this is not his team. His team is actually the home team, not Carolina.
Yes. Yeah.
So wait. He's going to go and play for the opposing team.
They need Carolina has lost both of their goalies. So they need somebody, and he is that person.
I'll be darned.
So from 7:15, he's sitting in the stands with his wife. Now it is 8:37. Carolina's winning 3-1. David Ayres takes the ice
As the new goalie.
and his goalie equipment is all Toronto because that is who he is usually.
Sure.
He's got blue pants, blue socks,
Everything is-
pads, helmet, the goalie helmet.
Tell me the
everything
jersey
blue.
itself on the outside.
They did give him a Carolina jersey.
Okay, all right.
They gave him a number, put his name on it, the whole thing.
His name was on the jersey.
Yeah,
How do they do that?
They got a whole system.
You know, I see somebody going,
Yeah.
you know, they're sewing it on.
It's true. They do it quick.
Wow.
So he takes ice at 8:37. The Canes are up 3-1 at the time. We get to skip ahead to 8:55 p.m. He makes it through the second period. The first two shots he faced, he gives up goals to.
Oh, it's tied. 3-3.
Actually, Carolina has scored somewhere in there.
Okay,
so it's
so
4-3.
4-3. Carolina's still winning.
Carolina's up 4-3 at the end of two periods. At 9:04, here's where social media jumps in. The Canes on across Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, they post a video that they had of David Ayres leaving the locker room and taking the ice.
Cool.
So that not real time, but that's about 25 minutes, 30 minutes from when it actually happened. And when you consider all the stuff going on at that time, that's pretty good to get that up in that.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. Yeah, that's good.
All right, so fast forward now it's 9:49. Canes win the game 6-3. He only gave up
6-3.
those first
He gave
two
up the
goals.
2. Yep.
Stopped everything else. So he ends up stopping 8 out of the 10 shots he faced.
Wow.
The Canes added a couple more. They won 6-3. He's the winning goalie. He is He's the oldest in NHL history. He's the oldest goalie to win his NHL debut
As a senior.
Yeah, as a senior.
He's a senior.
He's named first star of the game, which I don't know if you're familiar with that, but every single hockey game, when the game is over, they announce the 3 stars of the game. It can be from either team. Those are the 3 best players of the game.
So he got a star.
Skate a little lap, wave to the fans. He's number 1 star.
Number 1.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's cool.
So now go up 9:52. The Canes post a video of the final seconds of the game. The team, giving them hugs on the ice. At 10:21. They have an extended video of him, the final seconds of the game, and then coming back in past the bench into the tunnel. They'd let him know he's going to be the first star. You see him go out,
Turn back around,
skate the lap, and then come back in. So that's a third video that they post. At 10:34, the Hurricanes post a jersey shirt that you can buy with Ayres' name on it.
Okay.
So it's a T-shirt.
The Hurricanes, the visiting team.
The visiting team posts. It's a shirt. It looks like a jersey. It's got his name and number on the back.
Okay.
Proceeds will go split between him and also a kidney transplant charity of his choice.
Oh, that's sweet. Nice.
But to me, again, that's amazing to me that happened. What is that? Now I'm like 3 hours or 2 hours after he took the ice. They are now selling merchandise.
Oh my
Of
gosh.
him. A guy
and his wife is still sitting in the stands waiting for him to come back.
That's a whole other thing. Throughout this whole story, she gained, I haven't checked today, but she gained at least 10,000 Twitter followers.
Oh my gosh, that's
between
so funny.
Saturday and yesterday was the last time I checked. And to go through her timeline and to see her real time reaction,
That's got to be cool.
it's amazing. So they get the shirt up for sale at 10:40. They post a locker room video of Ayres coming into the locker room. The whole team is there. They spray beer and water and whatever else on them.
It's like they won the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. And the coach comes in. It was, like I said, it was a big game, big emotional game anyway.
Right.
And then you add this. The coach gives credit to him. The team's going crazy.
What a great story.
It's such a cool video. So I mentioned those 4
We'll have
primary
to put those.
videos.
We'll put a link to those videos in the show notes.
Absolutely. Those 4 videos since Saturday. So, and that was between 9:04 and 10:40 on Saturday. They posted those. Well, they posted other stuff, but those are the 4 main videos.
Sure.
As of today, they have over 10.5 million views.
Wow.
Including that locker room one, just on Twitter, I think has over 6 million views.
Unbelievable.
And that was just done with a phone.
So
Him coming in.
Yeah.
The audio isn't great, but
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter for something like that.
You got to capture the story.
It's unbelievable. And then just a couple recap notes I wanted to mention. So for his work in the game, he was paid $500, and he got to keep the game used jersey per NHL rules.
I got paid $500.
Exactly, it's amazing. But
Well,
yesterday he did a media tour in New York. He was on the Today Show. He was on Fox News. He was on ESPN.
I hope they're paying
Dan
him to show
Patrick
up.
Show.
Yeah.
And last night he was on the Stephen Colbert Show.
Yeah, but you got to share how they did the Colbert thing.
Colbert was a pretty funny clip. Stephen Colbert is going through his monologue and just happens to pull a hamstring.
He pulls a hammy.
Pulls a hammy. He can't go on. He can't continue. David Ayres walks out, finishes the
Picks it up.
monologue. Yep, announces the lineup for the show.
This is cool.
And then Colbert sprays him with water.
So do you think that if social media wasn't in place, okay, let's go back 30, 40 years. So how this news would not be as widespread. As many people would not have learned and would not have been able to see him walking back off the ice, or somebody's videotaping with a camera phone and pushing it on internet. All this content we would not have been able to see.
Exactly. I think it definitely would have still been a great story. I think it would have been spread out throughout the week, where your local news might pick it up on the the local paper picks it up on the wire. National news might do something with it, but you're not going to have that real time emotion and feeling that you get from watching those videos and seeing him react to all this stuff going on.
It's the emotion piece. It's what people are responding to. Is that it's like he won the lottery.
Exactly.
And he, in a way, and you could argue he did, because his income is going to go sky high now, and these appearances that he's getting, they're paying him for each of those, and most of this you could attribute to the. It's so widespread exclusively because of social media, and that's just amazing.
Exactly. And he is now a cult hero in Carolina, and forever in their hockey history, he's going to be part of it.
Oh, that's a good story, yeah.
And I'm sure if he wants to, he can step back into the shadows when his 15 minutes are up.
Yep.
Or maybe he'll build some sort of relationship with the team and continue in that role.
Well, that's a really cool story. Well, this is our news update, and so we do try to keep it as short as possible. We're over our 10 minutes. I do have a quick update that I want to throw out there, and I'm not going to go in this in detail, but first of all, go out and check out David Ayres. David, Ayres is the guy's name. You can track down some of this information that's out there if you have not heard about this. It's such a good story. But LinkedIn rolled out a new update. Just quick. You can now invite connections to follow your company page. If you have not seen this, go to your company page and look for this. It's on the right-hand side. There's a limit to the number of days that a number of people that you can invite, and it varies based on your company page. But each admin that's on your page each day can invite people to follow the company page, and then that will reset the next day. So I can invite a maximum of 25 now. It's what I found on our company page. And so every day I get a new 25 people that I can invite. So I do recommend that you take a look at that. Eric, great story. Thank you for sharing this. And this kind of comes from your background because of your time that you spent with Fox Sports and Turner Sports, that if you had been working in, what was the team in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
If you had been covering that would have been your job to push that stuff out there. So you certainly understand and appreciate the work that goes into that. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming up and sitting down with us here in the new office to talk about this, and always love when you share stuff like this. Such a good story. For all of you out there, remember, you can find us at ePresence.me. That's ePresence.me because it's all about you. And yes, we are wrapping up this show. Just a reminder, ePresence manages personal, company, and collegiate social media. So that means first, we can clean up the CEO and his entire executive team's social media footprint. We can drive the CEO's entire company's social media plan and execution. And finally, we help every college student get ready to find the perfect job through a better presence on social media. Plus, we help polish the resume and conduct a mock interview. It's a great graduation gift to give a lot to any of those college grads that you have going out there that you know that you're trying to find the very best gift for. Pass that along. If you're interested in our offerings, you can hit us at our website, ePresence.me, or at our phone number, 404-939-8094. So until next time, this is Mark Galvin, and for Eric Welch, we will talk to you soon.